everyone, welcome to my channel, Books, Girls, and Purrs. My name's Leslie, and I can't believe this. I'm going live again today, which is a rarity for me. Okay, so I had a live check earlier today. If I can even speak, I'm so excited. I'm clearly not at San Diego Comic-Con, but there's all this information that's coming out now, and I've been perusing like photos and stuff, but I've been trying to stay away. So I just wanted to have the experience with you with everything that's going on. So yeah, here we are. It's just, I thought I would do it this way rather than record. So I don't know where to start. It's been a while since I've done this. So what I will do is I'm going to share the screen. If there's a clip, I'll put it on to like react and discuss. I don't know if it's going to be long or short, but we're going to do it. And because I'm watching clips from like another channel, I'll probably be putting some sort of like pausing in between so I don't get in trouble for sharing. Lynn, thank you for being here again. I forgot today's Comic-Con, and they're just announcing all this stuff for the vampire. I mean, what am I saying? Interview the Vampire, but I think they're calling this season the Vampire Lestat. So yeah, I'm actually excited that you're here to watch this together. The first one I want to watch is regarding the Talamasca show, which we don't know a lot about because the creators of that show for AMC are pulling from all the books. So that's the Vampire Chronicles, but also the Witching Hour books, which I haven't read. And anywhere else the Talamasca has made a presence, and making that into a show. I feel like some of that lends to like a connection to Queen of the Damned, but I could be wrong. I just feel like that's what they could do with the show. I'm here to watch your excitement. Thank you. But also, I wonder if there's going to be a Claudia tie-in. There's definitely going to be a Daniel tie-in. And I don't know if you know, Lynn, I probably talked your ear off about this, or I don't know if you've seen the my other segments about like the show, but the way that they handled Daniel from the books is different. Daniel basically had the interview with Lestat, and then the same thing happens at the end of the book, which is that like Louis attacks Daniel, and then like the interview ends and they split. But on the show, they only get through like half of the interview when that happens. So the interview was never finished. Daniel is allowed to age into his 70s, and they meet up again to finish this interview. So that adds a whole other layer and a whole other story for Daniel. And just like the interview itself, so the interview itself and the characters of present day are very much a part of the story. We're not just having someone saying, and listen. This is like a seasoned reporter that now knows that they could push back and poke holes in the question. And so that's something that Louis, who's been kind of not confronting his responsibilities and what happened in the past, doesn't necessarily account for. But the same thing happens. They pulled what happened in Queen of the Damned, which is that Daniel gets turned, but he gets turned when he's older. And as far as the show goes, we haven't seen his turning. So I'm looking forward to that because I think we're going to see, I think it's going to be a surprise to the audience that hasn't read the books, because of how it was handled in Queen of the Damned. Anyways, I digress. Let me share screen. Do I know how? How long have I had StreamYard? I still don't know what I'm doing. Oh, guess what? I won't be able to tell because all the tabs say YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. And I'm like, which one is it? Oh, yeah, it is this one. Okay. All right, we're going to be checking out the Talamasca show. So, nervous. We'll see how this goes. am going to go ahead and maybe I shouldn't make that so big. Oh, also, I don't even have a background today. I was just like, let me get on here. All right, so it's going to be like this. And then again, I'm gonna create little breaks in it just so I don't get. Can I do this? Oh, I guess it's okay. Yeah, that's kind of better. All right, so this is regarding the Talamasca show. They're doing their own thing. And also, I want to hear what this character's name is because that this actor was announced for the show and they just called his character Guy Anatoli. If that's his name, this is his name, but I'll be surprised if that's gonna stay his name. If we're gonna get revealed that these characters have different names that they just don't want us to know about. Hey, Lily Eve. Excited as I am. Lynn, I think you should monitor your blood pressure when you watch these. Could reach the danger zone. I think I'm already there. I'm already there. And also, let's see. I wish you could see. There you go. My cat's in the background. With not a care in the world. Let's see how I do. All right. Just a little reminder, I am gonna like pause and like do other things so I don't get in trouble for we'll see. I usually do get in trouble. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Nope. Let's go back already. Oh my god, how can I see myself? How did I get here? Fountain Street, we watch and we are always there. I wonder if Fountain Street is gonna be a thing. And I didn't bring my book where I have all my notes. That looks like I'm writing notes for like a murder mystery, but it's more about my unhinged, delusional, and typically wrong theories about the show. Fountain. You know what I don't need? A fountain pen while I'm doing this. Okay. Fountain.
That door.
Sit with me, please. Welcome to the Talamasca.
Okay, shoot your shot.
For centuries, our order.
All right, theories. Also, this is the actress from Downton Abbey. And they said Fountain Street, and I don't know if they brought that up in actually no, never mind. This is a different location. I was thinking of the not the witching hour, that the witch show that I don't like. But this is a different location because the Talamasca just has like different branches. And so yeah, I'm glad to see her on here. So our order has protected the equilibrium of society. That's an interesting take.
Protected the equilibrium of society.
As a recruit, your task is to gather knowledge, and most of all, remain unseen.
Okay. I'm branding the snot out of this, and I am going to back this up. I am going to blast my eyes with light. We see some of the other characters. This character, is the one that I'm wondering what her name is as well.
Society.
As a recruit, your task is to gather knowledge, and most of all, remain unseen.
We keep tabs on the supernatural.
All right, this actress, they're calling her Olive. Yeah, I know, I'm excited too. I just don't know if this is Olive or if this is going to be Merrick, because that was my theory, that this is not Olive, like this is Merrick. But I could be wrong.
We watch the vampires.
This dude is wearing pearls. I still think that this character is actually Santino. And I believe Santino comes up in the Vampire Lestat. But again, I don't know how many episodes this actor is going to be on. On IMDb, they didn't list how many episodes he's going to be on. So he could be on one episode, and he's just like happens to be a vampire. But something happens to him right away potentially. I wonder if it's going to be like Queen of the Damned related, if things start happening to vampires, but like very like gradually. That's kind of what I'm talking about leading up to Queen of the Damned. But we'll see. The man with the pearl necklace. I wish I knew the descriptions of the characters better so I could guess who everyone is. All right, this is another actor that we've seen cast, and he's clearly already a vampire. And so we're getting witches. We're getting in the witches in the show as well. Oh yeah, it does. It says the witches at the bottom.
The witches.
I also wonder that woman we just saw, that young woman, I wonder if that's going to be Jessie. Because the other actress that's called Olive, I don't know if that's going to be. It could be Merrick. It could be Jessie, or maybe this woman that we're seeing that's throwing something across the room is meant to be Jessie. In which case, then that means we'll also see her in the Vampire Lestat, I think. Sorry about the noise background.
The demons.
And the demons. If you know anything about demons, I guess I'm thinking. Let me not say anything yet.
We watch
Demons.
and we're always there.
You know, I wonder if these two girls are twins, because twins are significant in Anne Rice's world. I'll just say that.
We're always there.
There's something with eyes that happens later on in the later books, but here's the thing: sometimes the show will have like a character do something, and it's from the book, but like a different character went through that thing, and so I wonder if they're going to do that here. I'm trying to say things, but also not say things.
So why do you want me?
You have a rare talent. A talent that you conceal.
All right, if they don't show us, what do you think that talent is? Is there a reason why twins are significant for Anne Rice? I don't know personally. I just know that there are twins in Queen of the Damned, right? Queen of the Damned, that are important to the story. You haven't read that one yet. But there are, if I remember, like witches, basically, essentially witches. I don't know if they call them witches in the book, but that's basically what's going on. And they play a big role in the origins of vampires. So that's it. But the Talamasca is coming out before the Vampire Lestat. So I feel like some of this show, I'm sure it's going to be independent on itself, but there's definitely like a chance to have some connection and set up for what happens in the Vampire Lestat.
What power? Do you think you possess?
They're lying to you.
I'm just kind of staring at this guy. I'm trying to figure out. Again, I still think it's Santino, and I don't want to dig my nails in, but not my nails in? What am I saying? My heels in, but I really think that this is Santino. He was definitely someone. You know what? Let me not say anything. I'll leave it there. Do you remember, Lynn? Because Santino was in the Vampire Lestat. Right? Because that's the one that Armand basically took orders from, but also it just seems like this large, like not I guess you could say religious institution, but that's like a lack of a better words, that runs the vamps, right? But we don't know who that would be or how they would, who they would turn into over time in like present day. So I just keep thinking that this is him, but
Lying to you.
What the hell is going on?
at the club. Okay, here's my question. No, I don't recall at the moment. When Marius, when Lestat goes and meets, by the way, you know what? Everyone should know this already, but like, if you're watching this in the replay, I read the books. This is a spoiler chat. I forgot to say that at the top. This will always be a spoiler chat. In the Vampire Lestat, when Lestat meets up with Marius, and Marius tells the tale of like what happened between him and Armand, from Marius's perspective, Santino is the one that kind of like barges in, and basically like Armand and Marius get split, right? Out of like danger. Marius is just take off, and then he never sees Marius again and like assumes that he's dead. But it's Santino that comes in to thwart whatever Marius is up to. At least that's what I remember.
There are forces at play that you could possibly understand.
I'm also trying to get a good look at the actors.
Could possibly understand.
All right, so as far as we know, oh, yes, it jogs my memory. Yeah, so it's not like he was like a prominent part of the story or anything. He just had like, I think that was like the only point when you hear about Santino, at least in that part. But then I think I just read Queen of the Dam and I'm already forgetting. I think he comes up again in the books, but in Queen of the Damned, but I'm already forgetting. The other thing is, so it looks like the Talamasca may be securing some supernatural beings, maybe like in the lower levels of their institution, maybe because they think that they're just too powerful. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Hiding something.
This guy, this is Raglan James. Raglan James comes into the 4th book that's called Tale of the Body Thief, and he's like a big part of that story in the 4th book. But for the show, he made like a small appearance at the end of season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. So we got like a minor introduction of this person, and the audience just knows that he works at or for the Talamasca. But now we see that he has a presence here, which is very interesting because I wonder if this show is actually going to do the Tale of the Body Thief, and maybe like it'll be another character that's involved, because as the stories go on for so many books, a big chunk of them has Lestat as a protagonist. But they don't really have to give Lestat all that story, right? It could be a different character. I don't know. For the sake of having a show. Just thought. So let's back it up. Raglan.
You're hiding something from me.
That was very quick. Do you think that there's a GUN because it's an American production? So he gets brought into the Talamasca, but this vampire tells him something and he feels like he might be right, that the Talamasca is hiding something from him. And so he doesn't trust his own team.
You're hiding something from me.
They're on a boat. Okay. Who do you think this is? This also looks like Raglan James. Maybe I could be wrong.
Listen to me.
That was that girl again. I think that might be Jessie.
You can't trust them.
Now, does she mean you cannot trust a Talamasca, or did she mean you can't just trust these vamps that you're starting to interact with?
It's time, Guy. Your mission begins now.
Oh, his name is still really Guy. Okay. I'll just accept it. So right here is that witch show that I don't like. And then we see Louis, the stat, the woman he's talking to. The person I think is Jessie. That's also the witch show I don't like, but whatever.
They're using you, kid.
Here he is. Here's Daniel Malloy, my favorite vampire, my favorite journalist. What they've done with his character is incredible. I'm just talk about a great adaptation. Let me back this up a little bit because I keep putting my face in.
Who are you?
Ooh, he took off his glasses. Okay. How do I find myself here? Okay, cool. So that was a trailer. So far it seems like Guy is his real name, so I guess maybe my unhinged thoughts were wrong. Maybe all their names are all their names. I don't know. So far we watched I wish you could see my desk. I'm gonna have posties everywhere. So Fountain Street for the Talamasca. I think that's supposed to be in London, and the American actress has like a different accent for the show. So that's that. We are going to, what should we check out next? There is a sneak peek for the Vampire Lestat. We're going to watch that next. Okay, let me calm down. Sorry, I'm pausing because I'm excited. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Oh my god, it's already here. I thought I was going to get a commercial or something. Everyone, are you ready? Are you ready for this? I'm so excited they're letting us see the sneak peek that everyone, I'm assuming this is the same thing that everyone at San Diego Comic-Con is seeing. But let me know your thoughts about what you think is going to go on here. Deep breaths. Oh, Lynn, you know what? This is actually taking place in, or not completely, but they are shooting the show in Canada right now. Or they were shooting in Canada, I should say. Do you think Red something? Do you think that's him in the background? And the poster? They're gonna have me cracking codes all night. It says Red something. I just can't see it from here. And it's kind of blurring, but I'm assuming that's the assistant that Lestat mentions. He mentions he has I forgot the assistant's name, but they're on the show. I mean, in the book. Here, I'll tell you right now. Where did the vampire Lestat? Toronto is a primary filming location for the series' third season. I'm going to say this name wrong. I'm butchering it. Mississauga is also a filming location. They're going to shoot some other places, like they are still going to shoot in New Orleans. I believe Prague and Paris as well. At Prague, some of it supplemented Paris as well. By the way, not fun fact, we see him here playing the violin. My daughter plays the viola, and she cannot stand when movies or television shows of any nature have characters playing the viola or violin because they play it badly. Like they're clearly not playing whatever they're pretending to play, and it drives her insane. It makes it very hard for her to watch. That's exactly what happened in season 2. There's a character, Nikki. Nikki is playing in season 2 the violin, and my daughter could immediately tell. Any strings, she knows, like, they're not doing they're not doing the thing. Thank you. I had to stare at it really hard, Lynn. I was like, let me not. But 99% of the time I mess it up. But you know what? Let me know what your thoughts about Lestat. Oh my goodness. Fox Taco, just finished my reaction. Great sneak peek. Happy to see you always. It's been forever. life has been lifing. It's been kind of crazy. But are you still here in the States, or are you now in Japan? Also, I'm having these mini conversations in between, so don't get in trouble for playing the entire thing. So yeah, here we go. But yeah, let me know how you're doing. All right, hold on. In the books, I don't know if they're gonna. By the way, this is not like crazy spoiler. I'm just talking about the character's name. In the books, I think this is a character in the band that Anne Rice called like Tough Cookie. Like Anne Rice didn't really know how to like rock star right. Not that I'm judging because it was fun, but I mean, I wonder if they're still gonna go along with that and have the character's nickname be Tough Cookie, or if it's just gonna be in jest and they're gonna have like a different like stage name. But it's cool to see like a drummer. Lynn says hello. Fox Taco, leaving for Japan in a few weeks, but everything here has been great. Incredible. I'm like so excited. I don't know. I want to ask, but I want to be intrusive. You don't have to tell me like what city, but do you know what like what region? If you don't know it, like, anyways, I'm just wondering. I have a friend. They don't live there anymore, but I know a couple of people. Well, one of my friends is Japanese, and then she came to America. But then I have another friend that left here to Japan because her husband was like, what do you call it? Assigned to go there. He got the orders to go there. So I just kind of like interested because it's, I don't know, a beautiful place. Oh, yes. Maybe I should be cautious about this stream. If I'm about to say anything spoiler, I will. But I'm mostly talking about like the minutia things, like the character names. Also, I talked about the Talamasca, and I thought, again, I have a lot of unhinged thoughts that are a lot of the times wrong. I thought maybe the characters had like faux names, but it turns out I guess it's really just their names. Like they're their own original characters. Anyways.
We're here.
Okay, this is what I was excited about. Noah Reed from Schitt's Creek is in the band. So I did catch wind of this ahead of time with all us fans. All the fans that like are taking photos with the cast while they were in Toronto, I believe. But the funny thing is, which I do love about the fans, is that like for instance, people took photos with Jacob, but he didn't know if like it's a spoiler to even show like what he was wearing. So like the fans would take photos either like from the neck up to not just like out of respect, or if they took a photo with him, they would like cover up what he was wearing with like something else, which is hilarious that people would do that. But I also think it's really sweet that the fans would do that. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm glad to see Noah Reed here, and I don't know this other gentleman. He looks like one of the actors from what we do in the shadows, but it's not him. But this is like exciting to see Noah Reed here. I love Noah Reed's music. Like his own original music is great. It's cool to see that he got the part because I felt like, oh yeah, that makes sense because he is an actor that actually doesn't know how to play instruments, that can sing. So I'm sure he's gonna be like backup vocals. That's like gotta be a wildly incredible like experience to get that role. I would be ecstatic. Oh my goodness, go away. Okay.
We're here in Toronto.
Dude, I wish I wasn't so blind. But yes, imagine to be those people that get to be in the know ahead of time.
Shooting season
Lestat without a shirt.
3, and we're going.
This is funny. Okay, so this is gonna be like the merch on the show is like the V, the V and the L, the Vampire Lestat. That's very cool.
going on tour
I mean, we know this, like, all these dates are not going to happen, but it's cool to see.
with a vampire Lestat.
Ah,
Tour with the vampire
oh, it moves in too quickly.
Lestat.
No, let me go back. I saw Noah Reed's. Here we go. Noah Reed. I wonder how long he's been keeping the secret. And then also playing right here. I don't have a musical bone in my body, so I wouldn't even know what that is. Oh my God, that means I've been practicing this whole time. I just realized. Oh my, okay. Crazy.
It's a wild ride.
I can't tell. I think that's Noah Reed right there. All right, hypothesis. So in season 2 of Interview with a Vampire, when episode 5, when they're in San Francisco, when we get a flashback of Daniel Malloy in his younger years, like the actual like first interview that took place, we clearly see like Daniel Malloy is partaking in some disco biscuits, if you will, and because of that, no, actually that doesn't make any sense. I wonder if because of what, I don't know how it works, so I'll just ask the question. Do you think that, actually I feel like I'm going around in a circle, I'm not really asking it. Okay, so I'll go to season 1. Let's go to season 1 first. When Claudia drank from people that were inebriated, she became inebriated, basically. And so then I think that's what was going on with Louis in the 70s on the show, that like he was drinking off people that were having a nice time. That's what I think was going on. So I wonder if that's what's going to be going on with Lestat, since he's like a rock star. It's going to be like a quasi drug-addled rock star because he's just taking a sip on everyone. That's what I'm wondering. Mary had a little hobby. Gah, been at work all day. Can't wait to check this all out when I get in. Oh, I'm excited for you too. What was I going to tell you? I did go on Instagram and I like peeked at some like photos and stuff, and then I made myself stop because I didn't want to know. I was like, sorry about the noise. I just wanted to wait till tonight. There we go. But I am excited that Noah Reed's on it. That's like, I don't know, I guess because the actors that they've had so far have largely had a theater background. Not completely, but I just like that we got that for season 2. But then like all the actors that had a theater background played parts because they were actors in a theater, you know? And so I guess that's what I'm kind of hoping that, I guess in my mind, I thought they would still stick with theater actors. Not that they necessarily need to. Anyways, I'm rambling. But also Noah Reed's done theater as well. Anyways, I'm glad to see you here. I'm just as excited. Because right here, he looks like he's been sipping on something sweet.
Season 3, Lestat.
But I do like that he's doing, the posters say the vampire Lestat, and he's wearing a cape. So just kind of like in season 2, something that Sam Reed talked about way better than even like really hit me was that, yeah, he was an actor in the past, right? And then he became a vampire. So then all the vampires pretended to be humans pretending to be vampires. Sorry. And so I guess he's thinking about like the performative nature of like presenting like a persona. You're like in those instances in the past, he's playing a character, but then in season 2, when he's on stage, like we've seen all in season 2, is that he's the one that created that environment and is like culpable in a way that he didn't realize would happen at the moment. Like, you know, he can foresee what was going to happen in his future, right? Was to fall in love with someone and have a vampire kid with them, and then also be like responsible in some way for their demise in the show. So what I'm getting at is like, again, he shows up and he's on stage again, and it's like a different kind of like performance on season 2. That's been like something of his own making, you know, like he's basically made the bed that he's lying in. And so now I feel like he's doing that again in a way, like clearly in a response to the book being published. Now he's like, I'm assuming the book comes out. Okay, so we see, actually, I'm talking all over the place because that's how I usually do, but so by the end of season 2, Daniel Malloy's being interviewed, and the person interviewing him thinks, okay, you're crazy. This book is fake. And Daniel Malloy is adamant that it's true, but everyone in the world, I think it tips us off that everyone in the world is going to think that this book is fake. And so when the Vampire Lestat goes on tour, I'm sure there's a level of like, everyone's going along with it, but doesn't maybe believe it. Because vampires aren't real, right? That's what I think. And the Talamasca could also be about like, well, we need to lock down this chaos because no one can know about this. So anyways, getting to the point of seeing him wearing a cape right now, I think that's leading into the persona of the Vampire Lestat. This is interesting.
Starts living a rock star life in its most hedonistic, authentic way.
Perfect. Lestat's going to be a mess. I'm just staring.
Way.
This is so funny. How much fun on some levels of being this this wild must this be? I wonder if this we're seeing, do you think this is like for like a music video type thing? I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Right now, he wants to be completely
There's Sam Reed again. I'm just going to keep putting out Sam Reed.
engulfed in the music.
Yeah, he does have a level of like glitter on.
It lights a fire in him.
Did it go the way that I want? I'm still watching. So yes, basically, because I'm going to enjoy it no matter what. Thank you for always supporting me, Margaret, because I know this isn't really your cup of tea and you put up with me, so I love you to pieces for that. But I'm watching it right now. This is just like the sneak peek, by the way. Oh, that's them painting on the scars. Question, everyone. A genuine question. So I have seen some stills of Rockstar Lestat, and he has scars. And, you know, vampires heal. So do you think the scars we're going to see is going to also be part of the performance? Or do you think that maybe in the past, let's see, I don't know, maybe going back to the trial? Okay, because here's the thing about the trial, what we're presented and told it through the lens of like a little bit of Louis, a lot of it Armand, because Louis doesn't have a choice. He couldn't see everything. He was in a lot of pain. And so but we're not seeing memories. We're seeing the tale that they want us to tell. And so Lestat by the end of season 2 looks, incredible. He looks hot, all these things. But like there's all these little nods to something not being right. So we don't have all the answers, right? Because it's an adaptation. Why did he decide to go along with it? How much is he actually going along with it? And is a hot version of Lestat we're seeing in the trial, is that real? Or is it that just because Armand is like his ex and wants to present him that way? Or is that because of Louis? Or if that's because both of them, Armand and Louis, especially Armand, don't really want to make themselves look bad and really make it clear like how actually maybe tortured Lestat may have been, because he's always looking great on that show. Even at the end of season 2, he's in the place that he was turned into a vampire, and he's looking good. He's got his hair blown out, and it just seems weird. Like, why would you be at a place where you were turned, and you said in season 1 was like a horrendous experience, but you're looking good and just like chilling? I don't know. It doesn't really quite make sense. So maybe he was in a lot more pain, or maybe he was hurt in a way that the scars are actually genuinely real and never gonna heal, even though he's a vampire. I don't know. Or is it performative? I don't know.
This show is so crazy.
This is so funny. I love this. Look at that smile. I think that's so funny to smile with fangs. It's just like silly. Also, because he's on the road and he's with his bandmates, do you think the bandmates think that this is not real, like it's a performance, and he's just, eccentric as some artists could be? Or do you think that they at some point realize that he really is a vampire but just don't care? They're like, okay, this guy's badass. That's what I wonder. Love these pants, by the way. And because we're seeing him, what do you call it, with all these cords on him, that's going to be a scene where he's like exerting his power or like doing some wild flip, right? And they're going to digitally remove those. Let's back it up.
Every season feels entire.
That's funny. So I wonder if that's just like we're seeing like a practice run, but then he's going to do something kind of, the character is going to do something wild.
Entirely different.
Oh, all the glitter. Hey, gorgeous. Yes. Angel Sashi. We're back. So excited. That means I'm like picking apart every second of this show. And we're going to be, who knows the next time we're going to be fed. On another note, I don't know how it's going to go this year. Also, I haven't really looked. I don't know if like AMC is going to release on YouTube the Comic-Con panel, or if they're going to do what they've been doing previous years, which is to kind of like hoard that to themselves and only release it on if you have access to AMC. I don't know. I wish they would just release it on YouTube, because I don't understand why they think that's a good thing to hoard it when it's like the show needs as many viewers as possible. Like, release a panel, let everyone, it's like, that's promo. That's promo. But let me know what you think so far, Angel Sashi. But yeah, here he is glittering with that scar. Or is this him engaging in some rough times? Or is he fighting with people that are upset with what he is doing? I don't know.
Different. Got 100 new skill sets to try and learn and.
Why do I have to feel V3 lyrics? I was afraid of losing you, then I lost you. Oh, I cried in the night. I didn't want to, but I needed to. Oh, how I needed to. I wish I could read the scribbly notes. Oh, why? Why do I have to feel the pain? It's too much. It's too real. Oh, I could sleep for 100 years, but some wounds never heal. Ooh, this is good. I had to sleep. For 100 years, which we know from the theater. We know from the theater that during the stage play at the end of season 2, Lestat said that after everything happened, what was it? We don't know really what happened, but he says whatever happened with Nikki or like in that past, the first time around with Armand and he took off. Was that what happened? Yeah. And before he hit Nora Lane, so between that time, he said that he slept for 100 years. So I think that's, at least in some element, this song for once is not about Louis. And I always thought that no matter what the song would be, it would be in some way still about Louis, even if it's about something else. Angel Sashi, what we have been getting has been glorious. I think season 3 is going to be epic. It's going to hit the the ground running and be pure chaos the entire time. It's not going to pull any punches. I can tell you that much. It's going to be insane. So AMC, like on their Instagram, asked like, people to submit a question. I was annoyed I didn't submit a question because I couldn't think of anything. But now I have all the questions. Like for instance, are we ever going to see Daniel's wife Alice because she gets mentioned so much? In the season, since it's musical, I just wonder how they're going to handle the transitions from music to like the past as the tale goes in, because that's how I feel like it's going to happen. Like we're going to see him perform on stage, and then there'll be a narration of him, and it'll take us back to the past as we learn what's going on. That's what I think. And then so I thought like, well, and as far as a transition goes, basically what I'm getting at is, are we going to hear Riley Ritchie, Jacob Anderson sing? Not because that's the reality of the moment, but like a transition from music to prose, and that would be like a quote transition. Anyways, you can tell I'm unhinged. Let me go. They see all the notes, all the tabby tabs.
Rehearse and I'm loving it. Yeah.
I love this. This is so great.
Every day for
and the red lining. Could you imagine wearing that and having no shirt on? It's gonna be very sweaty.
2 years in the trailer. I can hear him next door practicing. Everyone's in for a treat.
This is the part where he starts playing the violin. It's so funny. I'm assuming this is a practice rather than the actual. No, I read again. Hey, Angel Sashi, did you watch Schitt's Creek? I just want to know if you're aware of Noah Reid. I don't remember we had that conversation, but I'm obsessed with his music anyways. So I'm bringing it up every chance I get. Here he is.
I'm so excited.
Love this. I love this. Oh my gosh, guys, I just realized something. Oh my god, I just realized I could use this next year. Okay, because you know my readathon, I'm gonna be covering Lestat. So now I'm like, oh my god, this would be like the perfect photo. Lestat. The Green Eyes of Jacob, yes. And like because I've watched a bazillion interviews. I know there's like an interview probably last year about season 2, and I do remember him saying that he could hear Sam practicing, but like an operatic voice or whatever, an opera style. I don't know. I don't know the words, but I figured he's probably doing that to like strengthen his voice because although he's singing, I'm sure they probably want him to sing like in some version of like what a powerful vampire would sound like, whatever that is. And he can't do that unless he has like a strong lungs, you know? Yeah. Okay. So that's another, it's a cute show. Clearly completely different. It's just like a small town about like a rich family that loses a bunch of money, but they didn't do anything nefarious. Someone kind of like ripped them off. And so they end up going to the small town and they're just ridiculous. They're just like some rich, ridiculous people. But you kind of realize the whole problem with them was money in the first place, because then they kind of like weren't really interacting as a family. And so Noah Reed is like one of the townspeople there. He has like a beautiful story in it. It's just really sweet. And also that's how I already knew that he was a singer. And so when I saw that he was going to play one of the bandmates, I was like so excited because his voice is like honey. Oh, and if you haven't heard it, check out, he sings, Noah Reed sang a song for the show, and it was like a version of Tina Turner's song. I can't think of the name of it. Oh my gosh. How's it go? Like My Heart's on Fire. Mm-hmm. I hear it in my head. I'll look up later. Anyways, I'm just rambling. What's the name again? Schitt's Creek is spelled SCHITS or double TS, something like that. It's really cute if you could find it. It's like a Canadian show, so it's not anywhere. It might be on Netflix. I don't know. Hey again, pretty girl Danny. Hey Leslie. And la la la. A little bit Alexis. That's another melody that was very catchy. And it's in the club. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I can't spell, especially in my head. Yeah, but thank you for being here again. It's like I knew San Diego Comic-Con was going on, but I also put it out of my mind at the same time. So now I'm just kind of chatting away. Got it. I'll check it out. Yeah, I think you'll like it. It's very cute. Anyways, let me stop trying to sell people on other shows. Look at this little, oh, I love this. How do I turn the CC off for a hot second? This is like, I love him. All right, enough of that shenanigans.
For everyone to see these wild costumes.
A lot of see-through, a lot of not wearing clothes, I'm sure.
It's crazy sets.
I wonder if this is going to be where Lestat lives in present time, or if this is like in the past.
Extraordinary music.
Yes, Noah Reed. But this is the scene that my daughter saw, and she like got annoyed and walked away because she plays the strings. But who knows? I'm gonna pretend that this is like I could believe it. I could believe it. This is so cool. Okay, so we see he's also doing the vocals. This is very cool. I'm so freaking out.
is the world ready for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire? They better be ready. It's a
And this part too. My daughter also didn't like this part. She was like, nope. But I love it. And I love what he's wearing.
big season.
Lestat, we love you.
I think we're going to call it the Vampire Lestat, though, aren't we?
Also, I cannot believe they changed the name for, I'm assuming, for this season. That's wild. I didn't know they were going to do that. I thought they were just going to be like, I thought I was going to say like Interview with the Vampire, and then like underneath it, like a title, yeah, I guess title, The Vampire Lestat. That's what I thought where they were going to do. Pretty Girl Danny, yeah, it doesn't even look like he's playing it. For real. He'll be tearing up the strings up. Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's like one of the pet peeves my daughter has, because she plays viola and she wants to be like a music educator. So like those kind of things like bother her. I think she said the show Bridgerton actually does a good job. But I think for that show, I don't know how many seasons, but they're definitely like actually playing the instruments, which I don't know how that works. I guess that's technically hard for the show. But that's the only one. She doesn't even like to see it. If she knows strings are happening, she doesn't want to see it. She knows they're not playing it. Angel Sashi, did you see the clip of like Lestat and Louis arguing about the book Daniel wrote, and they have like the lawyer sitting there? No! Oh my god. No, Angel Sashi, I have not seen that. It's a clip? Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Did it come out today? Can you tell me? Did it come out today? Oh, look. Oh my god. All right, let me calm down. Let me calm down. I'm gonna be here fighting. LOL. The hair flip and shirtlessness distracted me from the fact he wasn't playing the instruments. Yeah, there's a movie, I can't think of the name, and it's not even, I'm just going off on a tangent. But there's like a holiday movie I had never seen before. It was like a cute little movie that I saw, and there was like some behind the scenes intel, because there's a scene where like again a band is playing and a woman is playing, I think, the fiddle, and she was like rigorously doing it and like almost like hurt the person behind her, but also clearly not playing, like not really. It's like, why are you going that hard when you're not even really playing like the instrument? But that just reminded me of that. Oh my god. All right, let me click out of that for a hot second. You can see my cat still asleep with their foot out on the ledge. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me want to look for it. Okay, give me a hot second. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, I think it was a leak, that clip, because I saw it on Twitter earlier. Ah! Okay, I was gonna watch something else, but let me just look for a second. In the meantime, let me know what everyone thinks about the scars on his body. Like, again, I'll talk a lot and I'll be wrong a lot of the times. Oh my gosh, let me start arguing. I don't even know what to type about a book. Oh, this is cute. Nope, I don't see it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Oh, a leak. I shouldn't be excited by a leak, but I am. So, oh my god, I just came across myself. And why do they take the most terrible, humbling photos of oneself on YouTube? Oh Lord, come on, YouTube, don't do me like that. Is it? Oh my God, should I take a peek? Okay, hold on. We'll do that last. We'll do that last. We'll do that last. Oh my God. I'm trying to scream. This is me self-soothing. I'm closing my mouth while I'm wanting to scream. Something that I do know, but I like clicked off of it right away was that like the casting announcement. So I also want to look at that today because I don't know. I like quickly didn't want to see. Yep, it's worth it. It's so good. I'm gonna end up looking. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm not usually a fan of leaks, but I can't help it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see the Screen Rant Plus San Diego Comic-Con interview. It's like 15 minutes, so I'll try to again have some chatty bits in between so I don't get in trouble for watching it. Share screen.
I mean, like it's.
And this is for Screen Rant, which is wild. Oh, Daniel Hart. Incredible. Was it adjust that? Okay. Oh, it's on Insta. I'm gonna go try to find it again. Maybe I'll see it clearer. But yeah, that clip had me laughing so hard. And I saw a casting announcement, by the way, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Thank you. I'm totally gonna. I am gonna look. I am. Like on here. I'll do that like the last thing, I think. Pretty Girl Danny, the scars could be from so many things, like his maker. Oh, that's true. Or fighting the Parisian clan and escaping, or maybe from his human life. Oh, that's very true. Ooh, that's a good point. That could be from have you read the books before I go into it? Even though it's a spoiler chat, once I start talking to people, I don't want to ruin it. That would make sense if it was from his human life. I didn't even think about that. I know when Claudia killed him, he wasn't incinerated, right? That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's totally what I am. Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking about. Just like what people think is going on. I'm here for all of it. Theories abound. Also, you know what I wanted to ask? Did I say this? I mean, my terrible memory. Yeah, I thought like a great question to ask the panel if we get to see it is if someone finally asks, like, are we going to see Alice? Because Daniel kept mentioning his ex-wife. I think I already said this earlier. I just forgot. No, I haven't read the books. Okay. But that was a really good point I didn't think about. That it was from his human life. That would make sense. All right.
Totally logical that he's up there going like, I'm a vampire, listen to my music, kind of like, you know, I want to drink your blood.
Welcome one and all to San Diego Comic-Con. I'm Tatiana Hollander at the Screen Rant basement, here with the cast of Interview with a Vampire, or as it will soon be known, the Vampire Lestat. Drum roll. How are we all feeling?
I thought that was a spoiler, but I guess this comes after.
This is gonna be, we're jumping to the future. We're in the future now.
Yeah.
So, first of all, Roland, I got to ask you.
Okay.
Lestat's turn to tell his story.
Yes.
How does that change everything? Turning everything up to 11, if you will.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? So yes, there is a big VO. There is a big VO in the show. It was really strong in the Delightful book. And we tried for a little bit to try to write without it, and then we missed it desperately. And I don't know, he basically has to explain to the world why a particular rock album almost destroyed the entire planet. So, you know, it starts there. How about that?
It's only coming out after the panel, not after the show.
Oh, what? I mean, It's in the
To be
first
fair, the
minute of the
book
show. That's
exists.
not a spoiler. We do that in the first minute of the show. It's
Sure.
fine.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
in April.
All right, clap again. We'll start over.
no.
That is surprising that they're saying that, because usually it's Eric the one that they have to stop them from saying anything. But you know what? It's Roland Jones, so.
Sam, I was reading up, I was brushing up on my interviews.
Okay.
I saw you said that rock stars are inherently vampiric.
Yeah.
Can you talk about melding the rock star persona with the vampire? Why one is so perfect for the other?
Well, firstly, I would say that Anne Rice always said that rock stars are inherently vampiric. So I was kind of just riffing on a theme that she said, but
Plagiarism.
well, plagiarism or kind of inspiration or just direct quoting. But like Lestat was instrumental in the creation of the Theatre of the Vampires, and that's a safe space for vampires to kind of chuck all their vampireness out there on the stage and kind of let loose and be themselves to a degree, hiding in plain sight. And there's like a very strong link between the way that Lestat approaches being a rock star, a vampire rock star, as how he was when he was part of the Theatre of the Vampires. And like it's very true. Aside from what Anne Rice said, it's very true. Like like how many pop songs and rock songs are about being a vampire or have vampireness in them? You could just look at Florence.
He's probably going to go into it, but something that, or I should say a band I keep thinking about, there's so many influences that they're taking from, which the showrunners and Daniel Hart have talked about. Someone they haven't mentioned, but I keep thinking about is Queens of the Stone Age. When I hear Queens of the Stone Age, I think of the Vampire Lestat, and they definitely have songs that are like, have the title vampire and are about vampires, but that's what I think of. The way he says Lestat, LOL, I love Sam's accent. Yeah. Pretty Girl Danny, I forgot just how deep his voice is. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And that his genuine, like, actual voice is he has like a thick accent. That deep voice.
Welch or Chapel Run or Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, I was trying to think of her. Like it's very, very common to kind of like, associate otherness, associate kind of carnal desire with being a vampire. And it's very common. So it makes total sense to me. I mean, like it's totally logical that he's up there going like, I'm a vampire, listen to my music, kind of like, I want to drink your blood. He could be singing about anything, but he's using that metaphor. So no brainer.
I love that. Yeah. Very, very.
Also, what do you think about Chapel Roan as a reference? Because I actually think that's a great reference, just because that is someone that also has a whole performance that they put on, a whole persona, right, for their music. So to have that artist kind of like come up, right, kind of like paralleling, right, when the show came out, I think, in terms of like people getting, her getting more notoriety. And also it's cool to see like more female references than some of the like male rock stars.
Brainy answer to a no-brainer question. Thank you. No, it's all good.
Brainiac.
I try and be jokey.
Yeah.
Let me take a joke.
No. So Jacob, Louis has been finding himself within season 2 and also presumably since season 2. What can you tell us about what's different about Louis in season 3?
I think Louis sort of did find himself, or he found like a version of self-acceptance. And I think in that time, maybe he got a little bit bored, and he's diversified his life. Yeah, he's diversified even wider than he did back in the day. But yeah, there's always going to be like a thing that draws him back to his past, in a few different directions, and yeah, that be prepared for everything to not be.
Hold on, let me back up a second.
But yeah, there's always going to be like a thing that draws him back to his past, in a few different directions, and
All right, I'm pausing it there. What does everyone think about what Jacob is saying about Louis, about elements of his past pulling him back? I mean, we could think about Claudia and Paul, but what else do you think that could be? Or is it just going to be like Claudia and Paul? And also the experiences with Lestat. Because that's what they're all doing, right? They're all kind of like excavating their past traumas. But I don't know. I find that interesting. Also, we know Louis' sister moved away because there was like, I think the depression happened. I'm pretty sure this is like fan service. I wonder if he's ever gonna like take a peek and see what happened to his family line as far as like his sister goes. But I don't think that's gonna happen. That's just me going off on a tangent because I like that they the show included his family so much. But his past as what? His human life, his sexuality, Lestat, religion, status. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. He's saying it so vague, in such a vague way because they have to. So that's what I'm wondering as well. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer. But I have the same questions that you do. So that's why I had to rewind it. I was like, let me listen to this again.
yeah, that be prepared for everything to not be right in the world of Louis de Point du Lac.
Or is this also like about him having to confront the version of how he said things? Because it's okay. So it's like when we see actually it wasn't necessarily Louis' point of view, right? It was actually Claudia's point of view from her diaries of her turning. And so we see it play out, but then when Lestat says his version, the same event is happening, but like the perspective is different, and like Louis is begging more and stuff like that. So I guess what he's getting at is what you all have said about earlier about the clip that was leaked, which is that he's going to be confronted with the version of the story that was told, that was released, versus Lestat's version. And so that's what's going to be like the tension, and also just maybe just having to like really confront the past when he's having someone that also experienced that past, with them. I don't know. I want to think he's hinting toward another Lestat and Louis hookup, but I don't think it'd be that easy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we're all on pins and needles for that makeup session. Angel Sashi. It could be just Lestat pulling him back. Daniel published the book, so now consequences. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. But my mind goes bananas, but that seems to be the more like logical like sequence of events. Yeah, it's just him being confronted with the past through the book, which is, according to Daniel, heavily edited by the Talamasca, right? Let's see.
I'm always prepared for that. Now, Eric, Daniel's gotten his own taste of both celebrity and vampirism. Can you talk about where we find him? What's different about him? How is he dealing with post-book release life?
Well, the book has been released, and he's also a vampire now. He has a new lease on life, and because when you go all the way back to the very first minutes of this series, he's kind of hanging around at home, disgruntled, and kind of retired, just waiting to nothing. And then he goes to Dubai, and everything changes. So, I mean, he's the kind of guy, he really wants to grab the bull by the horns. He really wants to get into this vampire thing, but it turns out to be, I mean, without giving away any storylines or anything, it's much more challenging than he thought it was going to be. And, you know, he and Louis were getting pretty deep, got very deep in the interview. It's going to be very different interviewing Lestat or trying to, or
All right, before we go into that, I'm gonna hold on a second. I might rewind it, but Danny, true, Angel Sashi, Louis did make a lot of people pissed off at the end of season 2, didn't he? Yeah. And I'm gonna piggyback off of that because of what the actor Eric Bogosian is saying about Daniel. Where was I going with this? I find it interesting that he's talking about adjusting to be a vampire, because I feel like because it's his name on the book as the author. I bet he's gonna have to deal with people being pissed off just as much as Lestat has to, and just as much as Louis has to, and any of the other vampires that are mentioned in the book, I think. So yeah, he transitioned. Daniel Malloy transitioned into a vampire and probably enjoys what that is, but also has a big hurdle because, you know, it's not like he's going to be necessarily accepted in, I guess you could say, a vampire society. I don't know. Angel Sashi, there's a line from that clip I saw that now I'm thinking, I have a thought. Oh my God, now I really can't wait for you to see it so I can bring up what I'm thinking. Oh, okay, hold on tight. Don't let me forget, okay? I'll do this, and then maybe we'll, I'll look at the cast announcement, and then we'll go to that. And then clip. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I've been staying away. Again, I just like kind of took some peeks at some photos, and then I stayed away because I was like, I wanted to wait till tonight. Danny, Louis will probably be forced to realign himself with Lestat out of necessity, not necessarily because of his feelings. Oh my God. Yes, Danny, this makes sense. This makes sense to me. Yes. So, you know what? Okay. I over romanticize things, okay? Instead of accepting reality of like the show. Because I understand that like Lestat is upset about everything, and that's like what provokes his tour, because he's putting in performance, but he also wants his like own story to be out there in some version. Like it's probably gonna be cathartic. But I also think that, oh my God, where was I going with this? My brain. I picture in my fan heart that Lestat would quite literally have to use a telephone because he can't use telekinesis or whatever with Louis, since he made him, would call him and say, I'm going on tour. I feel like I'm making a fan fiction that he's doing it for him, but that's not really what it's going to be. I think you're right. I don't think Louis is going to be there at the end. And like you're saying, because the leaked clip I haven't seen. So yeah, he's really going to have to be confronted with what he wrote. And yes, that makes perfect sense that he would have to go on tour with Lestat just out of like necessity. Dude, I hope, again, fan fiction in my mind, what if they have a scene like in The Bodyguard where like Louis like holds up Lestat in the crowd? Do you remember that movie with Whitney Houston? Am I too old to bring that up as a reference? All right, let me calm down. Angel Sashi. Yes, pretty girl Danny. He pissed off so many people. Yeah, that's very true. I didn't keep that in mind.
Wanting to or whatever. Somebody's joking. Somebody's joking in the
Looks into the
distance.
camera
I don't know
like
if
we're
that's
on The
even
Office.
He continues to try to interview, and that's going to be challenging as well.
What's that?
This is a tightrope of talking and not saying anything.
You're getting really good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're a
Thank you very
pro.
much, Sam. Sam is my
Yes, post panel.
Sam is my vampire coach as well. He coaches me on all. He coaches me on how to bite people as well. Which is,
And are you getting good at that?
I'm not good at it, but I've been doing it.
You're
It's,
doing
it's a dream come true.
Now, Dan.
Could I also say what a meta experience it is that the character Daniel Malloy in season 2, we see in the past that he wants to get turned. So it's like in a way he's wanted to be a vampire since he knew that vampires existed in the 70s. And he's being played by an actor that has always wanted to play a vampire. I think there's like a really cool like parallel between the character and the actor in that way. Pretty girl Danny. Louis is not Kevin Costner. He beat Whitney since Lestat wore the pants in their relationship. I beg to differ. Let me provide evidence. There's a scene when Lestat in season 1. Okay, I don't remember which episode although I should because I've seen it so many times. There's the episode where Louis went out with his soldier old friend to have a nice time in the swamp. And he comes home and Lestat has all those soldiers there, right? And he's like singing with them. And like Lestat is like, oh, with his hair and everything. And like he's like mid leap. And like Louis just grabs his tiny little waist and like puts him, like grabs him and goes, and like manhandles him, which should not be remotely attractive, but it's fictional, okay? I can't find it attractive. Like manhandles him and like grabs his waist, puts him on the side of him and like kind of like grabs him and continues to walk him to the next room and then continues to get pissed off at Lestat about all these like men in their house. So I think, I think there's potential for Louis to be that. He could be Kevin Costner. Sorry, everyone, that's my door.
Daniel in real life, not Daniel the character. As
I understand
in my
now.
mind,
Yes, you're
in my
talking to
mind.
me.
I am speaking
Hello.
to you directly. Obviously, music is very important in the world of Anne Rice, and now it's also very important in the show, especially more than ever now. What inspirations are you drawing from? How are you developing Rockstar Lestat?
We're developing it together. We started in the writer's room last year, talking a lot about the book, Anne's Lestat, Anne's rock and roll, what would be different about it for 2025 and 2026. We talked about inspirations like Kurt Cobain. We talked about Otis Redding. Both of them have a vulnerable quality to their songwriting and their performance, a rawness that puts emotion at the forefront. That's what we wanted for Lestat because that is what we already know to be true of him outside of singing. We wanted to bring that into his performance as a rock star as well.
Oh, that sounds very exciting. Also very exciting, something that I will find out in a few hours, is Delaney is back. Hello.
Yes.
That is on the panel. I promise you that I read the email.
Okay, good, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So excited. Screaming, crying, throwing up.
Yeah.
If you
yes,
cannot tell
I gotta give you a bigger one. Real Rashid is coming back. Real Rashid is coming back. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pause there for a second. Pretty Daddy, I'm still laughing at your last comment. Um, where do I start? Okay, Delaney. I'm glad she's coming back. She is going to be in the new iteration of Carrie, I believe. I kind of thought she was going to be coming back because... Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to answer this. Also, I'm like on here and like pushing. Anyways, please stop mumbling. I thought she was going to come back. You know, the show's doing their own thing as well. But in the trial, I think it was the penultimate episode, Claudia says to the audience, like, I'm going to remember every single one of you. And I'm going to figure out a way to come back. So I don't know what's going to happen. Is she going to be like some almost not poltergeist, but I kind of think somewhere between a ghost and a poltergeist, like just this upset spirit. And if this spirit's upset, where are they going to be? Are they going to be back in New Orleans? Are they going to be in Paris? I would really love to see the ghost of Claudia get some revenge. Like in the past, you know, maybe we'll see some articles, and maybe that's also what Jacob Anderson may be talking about. And maybe he, through articles, maybe he hears about Claudia and amongst everything else that's going on, and they're on a world tour. Maybe that's also something else he has to confront. I'm also wondering, I also thought maybe Claudia would make an appearance on Talamasca, but like towards the end of the season. But I don't know, like in what capacity. By the way, I'm just saying like ghost, but I could be wrong, you know, because clearly they're going to go back to the past, and we're going to hear some things from Lestat's point of view. And that would also include, I would think, the relationship that Lestat had with Claudia. Like, are we going to also see some like quieter, softer, sweeter moments? It's not going to take up, you know what I mean? Like they can't do a whole show of that, but I just wonder if there's just going to be some things, or if we're going to see Lestat kind of say like, hey, you know what? There's some ways that Claudia was actually like manipulative, because Dreamstat, which is really Louis, I think during the last episode of season 2 says like, Louis coddled her, and Lestat treated her like a fierce predator, something like that. And I wonder if we're going to just see a little bit more of that like perspective. Even though we've seen plenty on the show, I just feel like it's going to be turned up a notch because it'll be now Lestat telling the story, you know. And there's so much that we have to cover, like about the origins of like Lestat's character and his life before them, and I think that will also add an additional context to who Louis is and how he behaved, maybe with Louis and Claudia, I think. Anyways, I just went off on a tangent. If we answer that. Pamela Bali, nice to see you. I think it will be Ghost Claudia and flashbacks to scenes from season 1 and 2. Yeah. Claudia will haunt the narrative of the show. Yeah. I'm excited. I definitely think that's probably also what Jacob Anderson was referring to like earlier in the interview, which I guess I was kind of like so caught up in it. So I think it'll be, between the book and the Ghost of Claudia. But great actress. I'm so glad everything that they do with her, I'm glad they're doing. Also, one more thing. In season 1, there was a prostitute, Lily, right? That ends up dying of a fever. I wonder if it's like Lestat really took her out, or if she was up to something nefarious as well. Like, not that I would know what, but there was also the jazz performer that Lestat was kind of being a little bit of a jerk to in front of everyone. But in the narration, Louis says like, "Oh well, it turns out Lestat knew something, and he didn't tell me till later," which is that this guy was going to kind of stiff me, and that's why he was actually behaving the way that he did. So I wonder if we're going to get like instances like that. But that doesn't necessarily like absolve Lestat of his behavior or the fact that he doesn't necessarily explain anything to Louis back in the past. Anyways, that's just kind of on my mind.
Yes. Now, what is happening there? Can you tell me how early on you knew you had to have her back?
Probably 5 minutes after her audition. Everybody that you think should come back is coming back. All that stuff's coming back. There was. We had to think about how to use her, and we came up with something we thought was really exciting and really interesting. And so, it's coming. Yeah, we got it.
Also, I totally forgot to say, what about Real Rashid? I'm glad. My God, sorry, my ears are kind of bothering me. Real Rashid. I'm glad he's coming back. But I wonder if that's going to also be the connection to Claudia. I have no idea if me saying this makes any sense. What do you think Real Rashid's going to be up to? That's what I want to know.
And more.
Yeah.
Not only the people that are coming back, but then there'll be more than the people
there's
coming
new.
back.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new
people.
There are a bunch of new people. There are a bunch of.
The lore is coming. Everybody's coming in. All the Mariuses and the Magnuses and the Kashas and all that stuff. Yeah.
Of the.
I don't know who's going to play Magnus, but that's going to be insane.
Ones he just mentioned. Since now you can say them. Who are you most excited to see on the show?
Oh gosh, I mean, look, I've been like Jennifer Healy and.
Okay, here we get it. Is this where was this like the casual announcement? Jennifer Ellie. I'm probably saying her last name wrong. Sorry.
As Gabriella.
Okay, hold on. Now I get this. Okay, hold on. Let me look her up. Jennifer Ellie. Jennifer. I can't believe. Oh, an American actress. IMDb. An American, which is also one of Baptist, but maybe so. Yo, I'm excited. Oh my God. What do I do? What do I do? So she was in Zero Dark 30. That was like ages ago. A Quiet Passion. Haven't seen it. Pride and Prejudice. She's in a bunch of movies I haven't seen yet that are well known, but just like not my thing. What? What do you think of this casting? What? Let me back. I'm looking at the chat backwards. Sorry, I got excited. Let me start at the top. Angel Sasha. He's probably part of the Talamasca. Yeah, he is. I just wonder what he's going to be doing. Like, ooh, that's true. Yes. Him and Daniel have contact. That makes sense. Okay. Why the surprise that she's American? Because they don't really have a lot of Americans on the show, right? They have, do they? Let me think. I mean, besides Eric Bogosian, so many of the people have not been American. So also, Gabrielle, because of who they're playing, I just didn't think that they would be hiring an American. So that kind of threw me. But hey, I'm all for it. Whatever you want to do. LOL. CS Jelly was cast as Gabriella. Dude, I did not know this. All the cast downs are out on Instagram. Oh my god. Okay, cool.
Gone for the full Italian version of the name, is extraordinary and a force of absolute chaos in the show, and an extraordinary actor. And I'm really excited for people to see that iteration of that character come to life for the first time ever. Yeah, so it's pretty great.
It's gonna be insane. This is gonna be like turn the notch. I can't even talk.
And the perfect actress.
Oh, the perfect actor for the role. I mean, beyond perfect casting.
Now, obviously, Louis and Lestat have many miles to go before they can potentially be companions for one another again. So, what can we expect in the meantime? How can fans of that relationship look forward to in season 3?
Beef. Pure beef. No, I don't know.
100% beef.
100% beef.
Like, it's such a fun dynamic to play because, you know, like, obviously we all know they love each other. We know they love each other, but, you know, the line between love and hate is so fine. You can't hate somebody you don't love, or at least you can't, you know what I mean? So you can not give a crap about somebody, not think about them if you don't love them, but if you love them.
I don't mind being spoiled.
And I think that's a really fun dynamic for the two of them to play. And it also gives us a journey, and it's a long journey. You know, you can't get everything you want all the time, at least at the beginning. You know?
Yeah, and also like, yeah, mom and dad fighting doesn't mean divorce, but maybe it does. But like,
And it doesn't mean they
there's
don't
a
love
fun
me.
tension
Right?
in not knowing if your parents are going to break up or not.
Whose parents are we to? Just the world.
We're mom and dad.
To whom?
To
the internet.
The internet.
To the people that watch the show.
But,
agreed.
but I would also say, like I think they're like one of those really traumatic couples that like get divorced and get remarried, and then maybe get divorced again and then get remarried. Like that level of chaos.
Renew their vows and then get divorced. Like ask
Kill
for a
each other.
separation
Yeah.
whilst renewing their vows.
Yeah.
And then set fire to the chapel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets extreme with you two.
Yeah.
Your fights are pretty bad.
Yeah.
No. Eric, one of my favorite storylines in season 2 was with Armand and Daniel. Can I expect more from where that came from?
You know, Eric has to check in. He is known for like spilling the beans on everything. My cat. Am I startling them? Because I'm not looking at them. For like, what the heck's going on?
Armand and Daniel will be face to face again, and it's already.
The fact that Jacob puts his hand up right away is so funny. I love when Eric is about to say something that he shouldn't, and like usually it's Assad that just like puts his hand on his shoulder or something, like stop. But Assad's not there, so it's Jacob.
That's all, folks.
We've already shot some of it, and it's pretty intense.
Revelatory couch.
He's trying to take his bike away.
My goodness.
I want to say something about
Screen
characters.
Rant has the scoop.
Has nothing to do with what we're actually doing in this production, but in the Anne Rice, and they will be. You just said Marius is coming, right? You just said that.
Yep.
Those Marius and Gabriella are two amazing characters, and I can't wait to see that. I don't even think I have any scenes with them really, but they are just amazing characters and very rich. I mean, I would love to be Marius in the real world. I mean,
You were doing so well.
It's still too close. I'll just keep it over here.
I think you're doing great. I think you're doing a great job.
You need to read more books. You need to read more of the books.
And you be trusted.
I still want to do everything he does. I don't care.
I think we're finished.
I think we're canceled. That's it. Off the show. Sorry, AMC. Cancel my contract.
Daniel, you mentioned kind of like building Lestat, in the musical world together.
Yeah.
Can you talk about any one moment or song that really stands out to you or musical piece without spoiling anything, obviously? Is there anything that really...
We've done some recording already of some of the songs for season 3 because we'll be performing them with Lestat and with his band on camera. So we had to have stuff ready to go before we started filming. To do that, we needed Sam in the studio, and we did a chunk of songs already. We still got some to go, but we did a chunk of songs where Sam came in and sang a bunch of songs in a row in his studio for several days. There was a particular song that I can't tell you many details of, but a particular song plays a pivotal role in one of the episodes early on that we needed sooner than later. I had sung on the demos to give Sam something to work from because I was just sort of holed up by myself writing all these songs in the writer's room. So I had sung on the demos to give Sam something to work from. He came in. He had been working with a vocal coach. I had not been there, so I didn't know what he had been working on. He came in, he started to sing this song in the studio, and I just turned to the engineer. We were just looking at each other, just so thrilled by the choices that he was making that were not something that I had sung on the demo, that were things that he had brought to it himself, things that were part of Lestat, things that were part of Sam's particular vocal style and range that are different from my own. It was so delightful to hear, such a joy, a thrill, a total thrill.
I love to hear that. And then last but not least, Roland, I know based on the names that we've seen and also just things that you have said in the past that there's like little Queen of the Dam creeping in,
From our pilot.
Exactly. From the beginning. From the beginning. However, I would like to know, is there anything that is off the table in the Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles world? Is there...
Oh, okay. Now I know what they're talking about. No, I think he just meant that he's like a cool character. I think he still did well and didn't really, I don't think he's giving anything away. He just he didn't say anything that Roland Jones didn't already say. He got the mic snatched when he mentioned Marius in the real world. You think we are getting a version of Marius in the modern... Oh, I see what you're saying now. In the modern world? Yes. I guess he kind of did. That's true, huh? I was only thinking of Marius in terms of the past. Yeah, I think so. Also, just to dig into what they're saying right now, what is it? There's something that the show's been like hinting at the whole time. One is, in the first episode, I can't think of the words right now, but it's like when Louis and Daniel are on the balcony and they're discussing like the collective conscience of like the vampires that could kind of like, the vampire party line, if you will. And then we hear also Louis does say something like there's I can't believe I'm making another nerd reference, but like there's a disturbance in the forest type thing he says in the pilot. But then the story goes on, but in season 2 I think like at the middle point, I think maybe episode 4, when Daniel leaves the premise of Let's in Dubai and meets Raglan James. Raglan James mentions that like there was a certain amount of vampires, and now there's been like a vampire baby boom, if you will, in numbers. And so the Talamasca is like on alert that something's brewing. They don't know what, but the numbers are getting kind of like out of control, and they're kind of wondering what's going on. And so yeah. And because of the leaks element, I see it now, how it can be done. Hurry and watch that thing when you can. I have too many questions. I will, I promise. I just want to watch this. Well, we could go to that right after, actually. But I still want to look at the casting news. I'm going to say it now because I'm probably wrong. again, someone that I've wanted to be fan casted as Akasha is singer Iniko. I always feel like I get her name wrong. I just think she has like this crazy, incredible voice. I don't think it's gonna be her. I just would like it to be, you know, I just want a fan cast. I can't have it all, but I'm already spoiled because the show looks incredible.
You're like, I don't know that we can do that. Oh, okay.
Why?
No, just, you know.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm backing up for a second.
Look, is there anything that you're like, I don't know that we can do that? Oh, okay.
Why?
No, just, you know.
I don't know. Oh,
You said something to me.
Yeah, there's probably. I mean, for me, there's things way deep down. There's probably like some landmines there that we just have ways to go to. Why we should not fear anything. Everything should be on the table.
Yeah. We are fearless.
Yeah.
In Interview with the Vampire Lestat. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Have a wonderful Comic-Con.
Thank you.
All right, so that's that. Hold on tight. You watch my cat. I'm going to the gram. I'm going to the gram. How do I know where to find it? Where would it be? Is it okay? Let me see. I'm gonna put myself on mute for a second to see if I found it. How do I put mute? Okay, hold on one second. Oh my god, I forgot I had put myself on mute. I think I see something, but it's like someone's in the way of the screen. Is this what we're talking about? Hold on. I'm gonna make myself super tiny. Oh no, I'm huge. I want the opposite. I want the opposite. I'm trying to make the thing bigger. Dang! I'm dying here, Pamela. Thank you for letting me know. Roland said that they have cast Akasha. That's I'm waiting so hardcore for this. Announce it yet because the ink is not dry yet. That's it. LOL. If you find a better clip. Okay, that's so funny. Dang. How do I want to do the opposite of having me give me a hot second. Hold on. Let me can I make this bigger? How can I make this bigger? You see what this looks like. This is the best I could do. I'm gonna trap the light.
Malloy, I'm glad the book worked out for you. You read it? You liked it? I didn't like me in it. Passive, selfish, a liar, and not the lying to myself kind of liar. He didn't like the part about Claudia and him on the train. I'm not sure you're gonna respond until the new run. I'm a person with future He did that directed play and then come home canoodling with one of its victims, did he? Who did that, I wonder? Repeat the name. That would be Armand. Santiago, I could understand that this he had a presence, but I'm happy to discuss Armand if you think that would help. Is it true that you had a second home in Sausalito with him? We did. Did you take turns driving across the Golden Gate Bridge? Who held the wheel harder? On each other's backs and pretending to guess wrong. I bet. Very specific detail to book out of thin air. Buy that there book.
Let's try and circle back to the particulars.
Yes, again.
Oh my god. Hold on. Oh, this looks scary. This looks like the Blair Witch Project. Hold on. Oh my god. Ask all your questions all you want. I'm gonna surf here really quick. There's something else. Oh my god, hold on. Let me share with you again. Hold on. But go ahead and pose whatever you want to discuss. I do want to see. Let me turn this off again. Oh my god, darn the lights. What is this? Can I pause it? What is this? Christopher Hyatt draw. Ooh, the sound now. I'm not familiar with the actor either. Oh, he was in Dark Winds. Okay. And The Last of Us. Who did he play in The Last of Us? Oh, we could totally go back. I'm gonna go back and watch it again. Okay, so first thing is Daniel said something about one moment he is discussing particulars about the book and something about lawyers, and next thing he knows, Vampire Daniel. Is that a hint? That what? Angel said she at the spell. Lestat turned Daniel? No way, right? No, I don't think so either. Oh, we're totally gonna go back. I'll play it again right now. So they're like suing each other. Yeah, it's probably like libel, basically. Angel Sasha says the thing about the train. The page said this never happened. What? Yeah. Yeah, Daniel was turned by Armand, but maybe like, you know what? Let's go back.
I didn't like me in it. Passive, selfish, a liar, and not the lying to myself kind of liar. He didn't like the part about Claudia and him on the train.
So he says he didn't like the part about Claudia and him on the train. That's what he says. Oh, the actor that's playing Marius was in Twilight and Supernatural. By the way, this is exactly what I'm talking about in terms of transitions. This very thing. So, of course, it's like, it's a trailer, so it's like concentrated and not necessarily going to be how it plays out. But I love this transition. This is a kind of like, I'm thinking in terms of melody, but I like this visual of we're getting something and then we're coming out of his mouth. Like, it's just going to be so, like, it's going to feel like so surreal and bizarre, and I love it. But since he's hitting the wall, I'm sure that he's high as a kite, basically. Killer. I'm assuming this is for like a music video. I'm assuming this, I think, is also like a music video. That's what I think. Can I get closer? I want to rewind it. Who's he carrying? Also, who is this woman? Oh, you know what? That's Gabrielle. They think that's who it is? The actress playing Gabrielle? I just realized that. That looks like the actress. And that she's observing in the crowd. That's what I think is going on. Okay. They made her hair very blonde. Like almost white blonde, you know? Or I guess gray, white blonde. Anyways. I think this is a music video still. This is interesting. What? I'm so confused. Oh. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is his mom in the past, right? When he was human. Oh my god, I wish I could rewind this. That's not how the but we clearly saw that Daniel was there. Here. And he turns the book around. Eagle-eyed people saw it. And this never happened. Yeah, it's written on it. I guess that's Lestat's note in there. In the book, probably. As I'm assuming that Daniel's interviewing or having some sort of discussions with Lestat. Lestat doesn't like the train. Yeah. That's Gabrielle. Yeah. So wow. Took me a second. Got it. Thank you. Yes, it is Gabrielle. And you saw what she was doing to Lestat. Yeah, I saw that too. And I was like, I can't believe they showed that. Yep, get ready, because it's going to be insane. I can't believe they showed that. Or that they're going there and they're being like graphic in that way. Oh god, it's gonna be rough. That's what Roland Jones said. Roland Jones said, no trigger warnings. We're just gonna go there. I think it's flashback. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm wrong. I think I'm getting caught up in the in the music, and I'm like, please let this be a music video. Okay.
he'd not direct a play and then come home canoodling with one of its victims, did
He directed a play and then came home canoodling with one of its victims. Okay, so he's talking about Armand, right? And you saw who was in the crowd and how he was dressed. I just saw her and I couldn't really see the other one. We're gonna watch this again. We're gonna watch this again. I'm telling you right now. So that's what he's saying. So he clearly, this is very interesting to get this. I don't know. Actually, I take this back. It's interesting to see Lestat say this now, but I realize it's because the book came out. So now things that he was probably going to let go, now he's upset about, which is being with Armand for that long, knowing that Armand, was a mastermind behind everything that happened with Claudia. Interesting. Wow. Okay. And that's his lawyer. He's very young.
Did he? Who did that, I wonder? Repeat the name.
Singing these modern clothes is very interesting. I'm like, what is this?
Santiago, I could understand at least he had a presence, but
Ooh. So he's saying he could understand him being with Santiago, but Armand's like, why would you do that?
I'm happy to discuss Armand if you think that would help. Is it true that you had a
Is it true that
second home in Sausalito with him?
Oh yeah, I heard this part. Yeah, he's just upset that he had any type of life with Armand.
Did you take turns driving across the Golden Gate Bridge? Who held the wheel?
Did you take turns driving across the Golden Gate Bridge?
On each other's backs and pretending to guess wrong. I bet. Very specific details.
That's interesting that it's just going back and forth across San Francisco. Is that what you mean about Daniel? But Angel Sashi, please tell me. You can spoil it for me. I'm going to go back and see it again. So my thought or my question, you think that Lestat was the one that turned Daniel, and that's why Louis is basically being pulled back kind of to protect Daniel? Ooh, this is interesting. Hold on. I think in some ways, yeah, he is being pulled back to protect Daniel. I don't think that it's I don't think that I don't think Lestat turned Daniel, only because Roland Jones has been clear that it was Armand in interviews like last year, I think, after season 2 came out. But I do think in some ways that Daniel is like a little brother to him in a way, if that makes any sense.
Detail the book out of thin air.
Just the details of the book out of thin air, I think. I think that's what he says. Oh, who is this, by the way? Who is this? Is this his lawyer? Okay, so this actor I saw on IMDb, but they didn't say how many episodes he is in it, as well as like the other actor that's in the Talamasca show. So I just wonder. I guess this is his lawyer. I just wonder who's. I need to calm down. Oh my God, is that what happened? Oh my God, I felt my tummy get warm. P.S. Louis is in the crowd on Lestat seeing him how he was dressed the night Lestat turned him. Oh. I gotta go back and look. I'll do this round and then I'll go around again. Also, because it's kind of blurry, so I can see.
Let's try and circle back to the particulars.
Here's Daniel. Ooh, I hate that I can't see very well. I wonder if this is Talamasca people, or if this is more lawyer stuff. Drugs. There's a character in Queen of the Damned called Baby Jenks, and so like there's, well, I guess this wouldn't be it, right? For a second I thought maybe this might be Baby Jenks, but I just realized it wouldn't make any sense because I don't think that the vampires would be doing drugs. They would just want to drink off of people. Unless this is like a moment early on where Baby Jenks is still like human. Also, the amount of times he's at a funeral. So I guess this is in the past. I cannot believe they already did so much. Like they must, I mean, talk about hitting the ground running. Lord. This is blurry, so I could be wrong. I just wonder if this is Nikki. I just can't see. Or his brother. Actually, I take that back. It could be his brothers. Although I figured they'd all be blonde, but I could be wrong. Where is this? Here, I'm going to pause it because I'm sure it's annoying for me to the sound. I hate that I can't see. Oh my God, you're right. Is Louis right here? Oh, you know what? Okay, now I get it. Angels. Who was bringing it up? Hold on. Now I got it. Angel Sashi, I'm so glad you brought this up. So I think you're like years ahead of me. I bet what's going to happen this season is just like Louis had Dreamstat. I think Lestat is going to have Dream Louis in a way. Maybe he's just, I don't know how prominent. Maybe like when he's in a state, he's seeing like some version of him, like you're saying, like in the crowd. Because I think what Louis was going through in season 2 of seeing Dreamstat present to him, I think the whole time maybe Lestat was going through the same thing, and we're seeing that play out here. This is incredible. I love this show. Oh, I love this show so much. Yeah, I think so too. But that's interesting because if you're doing that, then you're admitting the story is real, right? This is very interesting. So I think we see Gabrielle's turning. That's what I think we're seeing in that brief second. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Dang it. Oh my God, really? I'm gonna end up watching this again. The Vampire Sam, the DJ in the helmet. You're so right. Oh dang. I'm gonna watch this again. What else was I gonna say about this? Yeah, I just wonder if there's gonna be I really think maybe we might see like how do I see this? Like a sub arc of the character Baby Jenks in here play out, and I can't tell. I don't have the best eyesight, so I can't tell if this is her. But I was just kind of wondering about that. or if they're just another victim. They look like a victim, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that Daniel Malloy liked when he was younger. What is this? There's Gabrielle. Ooh, I want to know who Kasha is. It's going to drive me insane. Wow. Damn it. Do you think this is Lestat? Interesting.
Again.
I just love that you hear that voice. That sounds like Roland Jones. Roland Jones. Is he the DJ? Oh, didn't catch that, fam. Yeah. I think so too. Right? You know? I'm so glad we're getting Baby Jenks. That's crazy. All right, I'm watching this again. Hold on.
He won't even talk to me. He says, not Louis Lestat, the white guy. I'm like, blow me.
He says he won't even talk to me, not Louis, the white guy. Blow me.
I hang up. Calls me back a week later. I want to direct it, figuring that'll end it. I have one meeting with him, a meeting with Lestat's lawyer, and it's Vampire Rumspringa for Danny Boy Malloy. I'm glad the book worked out for you. You read it? You liked it? I didn't like me in it. Passive, selfish, a liar, and not the lying to myself kind of liar. He didn't like the part about Claudia and him on the train.
Sorry, Nazneez. Do you think Lestat is saying that didn't happen because maybe it didn't happen and that was just Claudia's account of events to manipulate Louis? All right, so I guess that was Lestat when he was younger. Oh, you know what I just realized? Okay, that's a casket. Oh my goodness, it took me so long to figure that out. That was a casket. And I guess that's Gabrielle from behind, I think. I cannot tell who this is. Huh. Do you think this is Louis and this is Lestat? No, I'm probably wrong. Oh, so they cast his dad. Oh, we saw Claudia for a hot. I mean, not Claudia. Maybe Jinx, I think, for a second. Daniel's there.
He did not direct a play and then come home canoodling with one of its victims, did he? Who did that, I wonder? Repeat the name. Santiago, I could understand at least he had a presence, but I'm happy to discuss Armand if you think that would help. Is it true that you had a second arm in Sausalito with you? We did. Did you take turns driving across the Golden Gate Bridge? Who held the wheel harder? On each other's backs and pretending to guess wrong. I bet. Very specific details of book out of thin air. I think they're both.
Let's try and circle back to the particulars.
Again.
Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna leave the lights off, even though this looks crazy. Oh, that's so loud. Hold on. Are they showing the cast announcements? Hold on. I'm gonna have to go to NRS AMC. Give me a hot second. Okay, you're right. I found it. Okay, Christopher Herdal is Marius. Jean Sarias is Christine Clare, which is the attorney. Ella Ballantine is Boojanks. Oh, yeah, we already know. Backstage pass for Sam Reed. Dang. We know who Magnus is. Oh no, Magnus, I didn't know. I'm thinking Marius, Magnus, and Gabrielle. Damn it. Ooh, Akasha, please. All right, I'm putting on the lights again. My cat's so done with me. All right. Hold on tight for a second. Oh, so I just saw your comment. Hold on. And then after you answer the Claudia question, LOL, why if Lestat and Louis already had the moment they had in this end of season 2, why is Lestat and him going back and forth now? And Lestat is so angry. I really think like it was because of the book. I think because the book hadn't come out yet. So, you know, like Lestat doesn't know this whole interview is taking place. He just knows that he's miserable. He can't go on. He's just as traumatized as Louis is about the past, specifically with Claudia. And so, yeah, they have that moment. We think it's a beautiful moment. But once a book is published, and I think Lestat reads it, it's like back to square one. Now, like everything's gonna bubble up and upset him, like because the way I see it, if you pick up a book and like even after that moment, and your ex shows up at your doorstep and says a couple of things. First of all, Louis said, okay, so Lestat asks, like, oh, basically asking if we're still with Armand, right? He was hinting at that. And then Louise like says something like, oh, I'm enough like by myself, basically. Which is so funny. I'm like, Louis, you literally took a flight. You haven't even been it might be 48 hours, who knows? I don't know how long flights from Dubai to New Orleans take, but like let's say 48 hours, not with somebody, just to see Lestat. And so yeah, they have this beautiful moment, but I think it's like a boomerang. I think that book comes out and now Lestat's pissed. He's like, how dare you write me as a villain? He just came over and said I didn't know it was a gift, and now I'm picking up this book and like a lot of this stuff is not true, or that's the way that Lestat feels. Pamela Boyley, Lestat is angry because of the lies that Louis told about him in the book that was edited by the Talamasca. Yeah. Denny, why would he contest to that train scene happening? I want to believe Claudia more than anything, but maybe she dressed him up as a villain she saw him as in her diaries, which are personal. Yeah, and the other thing is, what we learned from season 2, like episode 1, I think it is. We start out and we're going back into the past in Eastern Europe. And the narration, Louis is saying like, well, all we have is Claudia's diaries, so we're going to take them as fact. And so we have that whole narrative of Claudia not being able to dream because that's what Claudia told Louis. And she also wrote that in the diaries. But I think she's writing things in her diaries in a way because she already knew from season 1 that her parents were already reading her diaries, they, you know, which provoked her to leave in the first place in season 1. So she's already, she knows she can't truly let out all her thoughts and feelings because in her mind, Louis is going to read them anyways. So I think she definitely was lying to Louis at times. I think that's what we're going to see play out, which is why later on in that episode, when we see that like Louis has been carrying so much, thinking that she couldn't dream, and he thought it was a terrible thing, only to realize that she could when he like goes back into his memories. But that's also like something we have to focus on as far as like she may not be a reliable narrator as well. Oh, and I had asked if you think that's how we'll be getting Claudia, just Lestat hallucinating, kind of like how he seems to be seeing Louis and his mom in the crowd. Yeah, that's another great point. I definitely think we could get Claudia as a hallucination of like Lestat's guilt. That would be incredible because then we already like like so spoiled with having Sam Reed play Lestat, but not really Lestat. It's Louis' version of Lestat and a projection of Louis and his thoughts and feelings. And so I think that the actress is like fully capable of doing the same thing, you know. Pretty girl Denny. That scene was hilarious and so good, by the way. The severed head and the dog licking his hand. hated him, but it was good acting. Yeah, and I mean, I've talked about it before, but even the moment, like I've seen I've seen the episode so many times, but just going back to that train scene, and like Lestat puts the dog back in the cage, but he even says like out loud, "Back in your cage." But they cut away from Sam Reid to the other to the actress, and so you're hearing "back in your cage," but the frame is on her, right? Because that's really what he's doing to her. So incredible between the acting, the editing, directing. It's just firing on all cylinders, and you know, I love that we're seeing this show and we're getting this we're getting this conversation over the book, but it's kind of like what Jacob Anderson was saying, like you're seeing your parents go through it feels like a divorce, when really it's a lawsuit, but there's still that like angry engagement, you know. Angel Sashi, unreliable narrator. Ugh, can we just get the dang true story? Hello. Geez, Louis, every time you think you know what happened. Yeah, and it's not even, I toggle between like unreliable narrator because that's definitely what's going on, but also just tapping into the like perception. Like two people could have the exact same experience but perceive them differently, right? And so I think that's kind of what the show also captures, kind of like it's all enmeshed. Lynn, I would love it if we found out Lestat killed Bruce. I would love that too. You know what I was also thinking? I just realized I can't say it. Basically, I want the Bruce character to come back to, like, he's survived all this time. And yes, I would love it. We got some form of Lestat killing him, or he's killed in some way. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. But I'll leave it that I'll leave it. There's so much of a conversation I want to have around that, but everyone would have to have read the books for me to go there. But that's the thing. Oh, this casting announcement is like so exciting. I can't believe they named the guy in the Talamasca show Guy. Why that name? Anyone? oh my God! I know what I was going to share with you. I'll share because I don't want to get in. I'm already pushing the envelope here. This is a singer. This is a singer I want to play Akasha, and I keep thinking about her, and she's incredible. I wonder if I could play like a little bit of her voice, or if I'll get in trouble. Let me see. Yeah, there's so many choices, and I don't know which way they're going for the show. But yeah, Ginger is trying to go to sleep, and I'm keeping her up, and it is 10:30 Pacific time. So I'm gonna let everyone go to sleep. I didn't even make a pin photo for this, so now I'm working backwards. I gotta make one for this. Thank you for everyone for stopping by and chatting with me and just getting all our fangirl fan people's heart fed. And she'd be real good. Yeah, I think so too. I can't stop thinking about her. But who knows? They're probably didn't even not on their radar. Anyways, let me stop talking. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you just all have a nice night. And we'll do more of this as more stuff comes out. Okay. Love you. Bye.